Hi, fourth graders. Miss Literal is back with another chapter of Zoobreak. When we last left, we were in Logan's basement. He had a giddy vision of a coverall-clad exterminator coming up out of the basement. Mrs. Kellerman, you don't have rats. You got beavers. You got turtles, salamanders, and frogs. And in fact, you've got a lot of stuff that disappeared off that zoo boat. And your son, he bears a striking resemblance to Ferris Atwater Jr. This called for drastic action. As soon as his mom hung up the phone and left the room, he pounced on the handset and hit the redial button. Cedarville Pest Control, a voice came on the other end. Hi, did you just get a call from the Kellerman house? 414 DeWitt Avenue? I'm calling to cancel. It was all a misunderstanding. It wasn't a rat. It was a stuffed otter. So sorry for the mix-up. Please don't come. Man. Wow, that was close. Logan didn't want to think about what might have happened if he hadn't been home. An hour later, he was experimenting with a different combination of pepper and smelling salts, looking for something to help him find the perfect sneeze. When he heard his mother on the phone again. Where are you people? She said. I wanted you to come right away. Cancel? Of course I didn't cancel. Why would I cancel? There's a rat downstairs that could eat my children. Come now. When Logan called to nix the appointment yet again, the exterminator was so angry that he vowed he would refuse to come to the Kellerman house even if there was a T-Rex chewing on the roof shingles. Logan let out a breath. He was safe for now. But there were other exterminators in other towns, and Mom was not going to let this lie. He had to get rid of these animals, and fast. Cleopatra was the first to sense that something was not right. She danced nervously around the kitchen, swinging on the cabinet knobs, chattering in total agitation. What is it, Cleo? What is it? Savannah asked. What's wrong? Ding dong. The monkey jumped into Savannah's arms and clung there, trembling. Come on, sweetie. Come on. We'll see who it is. She threw open the front door wide, and there stood Mr. Nattiz in claws. I knew it, the zookeeper exclaimed in triumph. I knew I'd find Eleanor here. Savannah slammed the door in their faces. Dad! In a split second, Mr. Drysdale was here at her side. He opened the door again. Is there any reason why you two are trespassing on our property? That monkey was stolen from my zoo, Mr. Nattiz said coldly. I'll tell you what you told our lawyer a couple of weeks ago, said Mr. Drysdale. All chimp and monkeys look alike, and you can't prove that this one is yours. My daughter's pet was lost, and now she's home. And that's really all that matters here. Your daughter is a criminal, the zookeeper accused. She's part of a group of juvenile delinquents who broke into my zoo and stole 40 valuable animals. Mr. Drysdale was blown away. Who do you think she is, Jessie James? Savannah and her friends are only 11 years old. They're no more capable of pulling off what happened at your zoo than of flying to the moon. The kid who attacked me was half her size, Claus rumbled. Look, said Mr. Drysdale, we're animal lovers here, and we have a lot of pets. But don't you think I would notice if there were 40 extra animals around? That depends, Mr. Nattiz's mustache was now nearly 2 parallel lines, on how hard you look at what's right under your nose. He reached for the chimp and monkey in Savannah's arm, and Cleopatra let out a shriek of terror, and the wolf that shook the very foundations of the house. A large black shape leaped over the fence from the backyard. He was in full flight, bounding up the front walk. to come to the aid of his dearest and best friend. Claus caught sight of the Doberman first. He picked up Mr. Nautilus and hoisted him out of the way from the front door. A heartbeat later, Luther landed on that very spot. "Run, boss, run!" The two of them took off out of the yard and down the street. If Savannah hadn't called off her dog, Luther would have pursued them to the ends of the earth. The zookeeper and his security man were still running when they reached the rental car. They threw themselves inside and locked the doors. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that quick thinking, Claus," Mr. Nautilus panted. "I can't believe they seized that monster on us." "Boss, I think the monkey did it," Claus gasped. It was her voice that brought the dog running. Still shaken, the zookeeper opened the window. The angry barking had stopped, and the coast was clear. Claus looked puzzled. "I thought Eleanor would be happy to be rescued, but she seemed pretty comfortable with the kid." Mr. Nautilus was disgusted. "A dumb animal is comfortable with anybody who feeds it." "We used to feed her, boss," Claus pointed out. "But she sure didn't like it when you got too close. Those people have it wrong, huh?" "You definitely didn't steal her." "Of course not. I bought her from a reputable dealer." "Yeah, boss. But where did the dealer get her?" Claus probed. The zookeeper was now annoyed. "Your job, Claus, is security, which you might have done a better job since all of the animal exhibits are now gone. You let me worry about the animals. I know everything there is to know about each and every one of them." From the waterfowl pond in the park next to the Drysdale home, the loon yodeled its distinctive mournful call. "Filthy pigeon," Mr. Nautilus commented. "Mere rats with wings." When Griffin arrived at school the next morning, the sight that met his eyes nearly stopped his heart. There, seated in the glassed-in outer office, was Mr. Nautilus. Oh no. Since the Zoobreak, the one thing that had been going in their favor was the fact that they were searching for the missing animals, and that search was taking place in Connecticut. But now Mr. Nasty had found Cedarville, and Dr. Alfred and her baboons were not due back for another 8 days. Don't panic, Griffin told himself. It's just him, no cops. He doesn't know anything for sure yet. When he found the note in his locker, he was certain it was a summons to the office for a face-to-face grilling by the zookeeper. But it wasn't from the principal. He unfolded the piece of paper and read, in all caps, "Emergency meeting, the ballroom, now." The ballroom was Coach Nimit's graveyard for all the broken balls and gym equipment that he couldn't bring himself to throw into the garbage. Griffin headed down the hallway behind the gym and slipped into the storage room. There they all were, up to their knees in flattened sports gear. Savannah, Pitch, Logan, Melissa, and Ben. Griffin addressed his best friend first. "I was wondering why I didn't see you on the way to school." Ben looked contrite. "Sorry to gang up on you, Griffin, but everybody agrees. We've got to get rid of these animals before it's too late." Griffin nodded in resignation. "I was going to call a meeting anyway. Mr. Nasty's in the principal's office." "Forget that!" Savannah was close to the edge. "He was at my house yesterday, Griffin. He knows." He suspects, Griffin amended. "But remember, that's Nautilus in the office, not the police. He doesn't want the cops nosing around because he doesn't want it to come out that he stole Cleopatra in the first place." "Are you saying that we're safe?" Pitch asked incredulously. "No," Griffin admitted. "When he finds out exactly where the animals are and who's got them, that's when he's going to call the cops. When it's an open and shut case. And we're the crooks, not him. That means there's still time." No. The word was spoken with such force that no one believed it had come from the quiet, shy Melissa. Please, no more, no more!" My baby brother is afraid of stuffed animals because one of them moved. My mother found an egg in my slippers. I just can't even go on. Amen to that, said Logan. I can't call every exterminator in Long Island and tell them that my mother is totally crazy. We got our electric bill bin put in, and it was over $700. My family's going broke just trying to keep the sauna running for the Chickwalla. Our garage is starting to smell like a barn, Pitch complained. I hear you, Griffin said sadly. I'm having problems too, you know. The meerkat tunneled into Mrs. Abernathy's vegetable garden. Lucky for us, the cops thought she was reporting a meerkat rather than a meerkat. It was a very close one. Well, what are you going to do about it? Pitch demanded. Sooner or later, we're all going to run out of lucky breaks. We need a plan, Griffin concluded. Something that gets the animals out of our hair and into a safe place until Dr. Alfred comes back from her baboon shopping. Savannah was depressed. It sounds great, but it's not so simple. These are living creatures. They need to be cared for, fed, exercised. The predators have to be separated from the prey. They all make noises and smells. You're never going to find a place like that. Not without starting our own zoo, Pitch agreed glumly. And then suddenly, the man with the plan was once again living up to his name. That's it! That's it, he exclaimed. A second Zoobreak. We broke them out of one zoo. We'll break them into another. We'll take them to the Long Island Zoo, and they'll be there waiting when Dr. Alfred gets back. Ben was appalled. You are totally crazy. That's no little paddle boat with cages they bought at Walmart. That's a real zoo with a real security team. Savannah looked thoughtful and hopeful, all at the same time. You know? I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but Dr. Alfred once took me there when it was shut down for the night. The buildings are all locked electronically. She looked meaningfully at Melissa. It's all run by a computer from the main office. I'll do anything, Melissa promised. Just tell me I can have my bedroom back. And my basement, Logan put in. And my garage, Pitch added. Ben was bitter. You think I don't want my sauna back? And to wear a shirt that doesn't have a ferret in it? But this is crazy. We pushed the wrong button, and we could send a whole herd of elephants stampeding down the Long Island Expressway. We'll be really careful, Savannah promised. Don't you see? This is the best idea in the world. We're saved. Not yet, Pitch said grimly. How are we going to get there? The zoo must be 10 miles away. We can't bike there carrying all the animals. It's not like near the water, so a boat doesn't help us. A slow smile replaced Griffin's worried expression. The smile that said the new plan was beginning to take shape. Mr. Nattiz and Claus were sharing a Formica table at Mr. Pizza Guy when the waitress set down a basket in between them. What's this? The zookeeper asked, frowning. Cheesy sticks. We didn't order anything, Claus told her. She grinned. Compliments of the young gentleman at the counter. Darren Vader swiveled on his stool and fired off a snappy salute. Man, Claus said under his breath, is this kid for real or what? Darren left the counter and joined them at their table, helping himself to a cheesy stick as he sat down. Nice to meet you, Darren Vader, he introduced himself. I have a business proposition. I set out an owl trap a couple of days ago. Are you interested to see if I caught anything? Claus's hand shot up from underneath the table and grabbed Darren's elbow and squeezed it. You're some piece of work, kid, trying to sell us back our own animals? Hey, that hurts! Mr. Nattiz leaned into the boy's face. Now I have a proposition for you. Why don't we both go down to the police station And you tell them what other traps you've set. Darren gulped. Just the owl, honest! Mr. Natty's civilized veneer faded as his temper rose. I wasn't born yesterday, kid. I know you're mixed up with Savannah Drysdale and Ferris Atwater Jr. and the whole gang of juvenile delinquents who emptied my zoo boat. I'm not, Darren quavered. Claws squeezed harder. Okay, I was part of the team at first, but I didn't go. I couldn't sneak out of the house that night. And I really did use an owl trap. I bought it on eBay. I'll show you the receipt. I have a much better idea, Darren Vader, said the zookeeper. You can show me the owl, and then you can tell me where to find the rest of my animals. Aren't you going to pay me anything? Darren pleaded. Certainly, Mr. Natty's agreed. If you help me get my zoo back, I'll reward you by not telling the police that you're one of the ones who robbed my place of business. Darren was horrified. But I'm innocent! Probably. But who will really believe you when they see that you have my owl? It's not fair, Darren wailed. Life isn't fair, the zookeeper commemorated. But it can be bearable if you choose to cooperate. Poor Darren could not understand how things could have gone so terribly wrong. He had come here with a very valuable owl to sell, and now Mr. Natty's had managed to turn everything against him. All he could do now was nod miserably. He didn't dare speak for fear he would dig himself into an even deeper hole. Mr. Natty's nibbled triumphantly on a cheesy stick. You have 24 hours to find out where your former associates are hiding all of my animals. He smacked his lips. These are really good. We're going to have to stop there, guys. Did you expect for Darren to meet with Mr. Natty's? Did you expect for Darren to catch the owl in a trap? Did you expect there to be so many problems when they were taking care of the animals at their houses? There's a lot of twists and turns and adventure in this book. I like it because you really think you know where the story's going to go, and then all of a sudden something else happens and it takes you on another twist or turn. See you soon. Have a great day.